Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and this time we have the Anryu Aogami Super, or AS Gyuto 240mm knife. So the construction on this is 3 layers. So the center hard core steel, the cutting steel, is Aogami or Blue Paper Super reactive high carbon steel. The heat treat on this is somewhere around 62, could be 63 Rockwell. So they don't take it super high on the hardness, which will make it a little bit easier to sharpen. But this steel is known for its edge retention. It's got a little bit more alloying elements. It's just an excellent, excellent steel. The construction, as I said, is 3 layers. So what they've done is on each side of that core steel, and you can see the core steel peeking out here from the edge, they've put a stainless, soft stainless cladding on either side of that, and they've given that stainless a hammered finish or tsuchime finish, and also a kudo-uchi or blacksmith finish on it. So they've got a lot going on here, but really pretty blade. It's understated, but it's got a lot of cool elements to it. The weight and dimensions will vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 183 grams or 6.5 ounces. The edge length is right about 245 millimeters or 9.6 inches, so it's a good sized blade. Overall length is right about 16 inches with the handle. The spine thickness on these are fairly thin for this style of blade. They come out of the handle fairly thick, but then it shrinks down pretty quick to about 3.2 millimeters right here above the back of the heel, the chin, and then about halfway down you can see it shrinks down pretty much. So I measured about 2 millimeters, so it thins out nicely and then pretty much holds that, maybe loses just a little bit, but then you've got a pretty generous grind on these, and you can see the tip thins out pretty nicely. So the tip works really well on these. I've been using this one. It's an excellent performing knife. The blade height is 51.7 millimeters, so it's got a lot of height to it. You can see the neck is fairly thin. You've got this kind of choil curved into the neck, so really nice spot for a pinch grip there. You've got loads of clearance on the cutting board, no matter what size hand you have. The handle's nicely done. It's octagonal, ambidextrous. It is a maple, looks like a dyed maple. The site says maple. I mean, it's more of a walnut color, but could be dyed maple, could be walnut, possibly, I don't know. But it's really nice wood. Handle, or the ferrule is black pekka wood, which is a stabilized wood product. Nice fit and finish on this handle all the way around, real smooth all the way. Tight install on the tang, so just a nice fit and finish on this. The handle circumference is about 75 millimeters or close to 3 inches right here where the two materials meet. The out-of-the-box edge on this was really good. I'll give it a 6, maybe 7 out of 10 on my out-of-the-box scale. And you can see this is a really nice-looking knife. So you can see we've got some hand chiseled or done kanji on here. We've got kudo-uchi or blacksmith protective finish. We also have kind of regular hammer marks on it as well, pressed into it. And then you've got a frosted blade road with a nice little contrast there towards the core steel. So, and that shiny part on the edge is the actual edge bevel. It's just a really pretty kind of dramatic blade without being too overly ostentatious. Not too often I get to use that word in one of the videos. The cladding does not cover the top of the knife, so you will see the core steel peeking through there. You'll see the 3 layers. So just a word to the wise, this is not stainless on top. It's a combination of stainless cladding and reactive core steel. So you want to make sure to keep that top dry as well. Don't let water sit on that, but it's kind of cool to see the construction. So these are thin at the edge. They're thin at the tip. As I said, this is a really nice performing knife. It's fairly stiff. It's got really good food release, and food separation is nice as well. Once stuff starts climbing up and hits this point, it pretty much falls away from the blade. So this is a really nice combination of a pretty generous grind for performance, but yet you've got some nice release properties on this finish. So this particular one is just a slight grind right there that they just caught the kudo-uchi a little bit. But this is just an excellent, excellent knife. It really didn't patina a whole lot. I used it on some, I tend to, wash them with water really quick after I cut a few things just so we don't get patina on there. But it's not taking a patina very quickly. So that's kind of typical of Aogami Super as well. It doesn't It's not super reactive typically. So let's take a look at this on the cutting board. Oh, I forgot to get, I'll get you a balance point. Sorry about that. I did not do that. We'll talk a little bit about the fit and finish as well. So here is your cutting profile. So you'll see it's just a good all-around profile. As I said, I've been playing with this one, and it's just an easy-to-use profile. I found nothing objectionable. I didn't get accordion cuts on things. It just worked. It's just a natural, easy-to-use profile. So it's not super aggressive towards the tip, but I can get fairly high on it. You could always resharpen the tip a little bit and upsweep it if you wanted the last couple millimeters to raise the potential for height on that. But it'll rock nicely over medium, small stuff. It push-pull cuts really nicely. I think it chops pretty good too towards the back. But it's just a nice all-around profile. These have clean grinds, kind of typical of this Smith output. And so this shop produces some really nice knives. The grinds are nice looking when you sight it down on the edge. They've relieved the choil a little bit, the spine a little bit. So it's just a really nice package. So it's a lot to like about this. So balance point, told you I'd get you that. So with this particular handle, there is your balance point. And for me, that's just a touch in front of my pinch grip. So it's a pretty light blade at 6.5 ounces for the size, but you've got just a little bit of that weight forward balance bias to it. So it's just a nice overall package. So this is the Anryu Aogami Super Gyuto 240mm knife.